Baber Motorsports in Alabama. It's about a 2 hour drive away from Atlanta, where I live. Not a bad drive at all. I went out there with my friend and we strapped up the motorcycles on a U-Haul trailer that we rented out for I think about $60 or something for the day. No big deal. So the way it works is depending on your confidence, I guess, you want to be in the front. The least confident you are, you want to be in the back. Or if you want to get that thrill of passing people, then you want to be in the back. And this time I kind of fell back a little bit so that I had the opportunity to just pass some people. So to begin, this right hand turn is one of my favorites. It's long, you can take a lot of speed. It really gives you opportunity to lean into it. As you can see, the person in front of me, he really wasn't leaning into it. You could tell his bike was kind of, kind of straight up and down, and that limited the speed at which he could take that turn, which is why I kind of needed to bail out. Otherwise, I would have ran into him. Um, but on the straight, then I was like, man, I gotta get in front of this guy. But I was a little late on my brakes because I was just trying to make sure I got far ahead of him, and that's why I went a little deep on that turn right there. This straightaway is pretty dope. You get a lot of speed. I think here I got it up to around 115. And obviously, per the title of the video, that's where the crash happens. It's not a crash, or is it a crash? I mean, I go off the track. Um, I'm able to kind of keep the bike upright through the grass. But once I hit the gravel, the front tire kind of sinks into the gravel. I fall off to the right. I fall on my right hand side. The motorcycle, I think, bounces up because when the front tire hits the gravel, the rear end kind of pops up. And my motorcycle actually landed on my right leg. And we'll see if we see it in the footage later, but there's a point like after I come down and everything, you kind of see the video shake a little bit, kind of move. That was me, just trying to finagle my way out from under the motorcycle. Luckily, I wasn't injured or anything. I think when I hit the gravel and the motorcycle was on my leg, like my leg kind of sunk in to the gravel and the motorcycle was just kind of over it, really, to be honest. So luckily I was fine. The motorcycle got some damage, but it still turned on and ran, so it was fine. A pickup truck had to come and get me out of the gravel. um, my helmet, so I hit my head actually on the gravel. Obviously I'm wearing a helmet, so my helmet, but it was definitely shook my head. It rattled my head, like I hit hard. And then later, when I took my helmet off, I can see the right side of my helmet was just all scraped up, and obviously you could tell like I landed literally on the right hand side of my head. And as it happened, I remember like I really felt like my brain shook, like hit my skull. It was that hard. I mean, you can kind of see here, it was right there. And like I said earlier, you could get up to around 115, or at least I could. People are faster than I am. But I got up to around 115, and then trying to brake, after analyzing it, looking at everything, and just thinking about it, because looking at like when I started braking, I think I only got it down to around 70 miles per hour before I hit the grass and then the gravel. So technically, I could say I dumped the bike going around 70 miles per hour. So I was going around 115, was able to hit the brakes a little bit, but what happens, like I started sliding, And I'm sure by the time I hit that gravel, I had slowed down to around 70 miles per hour. So here we're going to the straight on the front end of the track. I guess if this was a car race or something, or Formula One, this is where they would line up. Um, when you see those markers on the right hand side, I think that's where you want to start braking. To be honest, I missed the there's a class in the morning where they go over the track and they go over the different flags. So what's a blue flag? What's a white flag? What's a yellow flag? What's a yellow flag when it's upright? What's a yellow flag when it's waving, etc. I missed that class. Well, I got there towards the end of it, so I was able to review the flags. But I think they go over the track and the braking points and the speeds, and I missed that. So that's why I had two accidents on this track. I ran off the track there, that turn that just passed. That they call that one Charlotte's Web. It's a, it's a straight, and then it goes into a hairpin turn, and then it goes into this straight. And you could get a lot of speed there. This turn here, going right here, really messed me up for a while. Even by the end of the day, I wasn't super comfortable and I couldn't take it as fast as other people. I thought you had to slow down a lot because it was really like, it goes to the right sharply, but then it also goes down. So it has a dip. And I don't know, for some reason I was just having a tough time really taking that turn. There goes one of the trainers. They're on like a BMW 1000RR. So just beast of a machine. I'm on a Honda CBR600 from 2008. So I mean, not only would I not be able to keep up with them just because of the skills that they have, they're experienced with this track and they've been doing this, who knows for how long. And it was only my first day. But also the machines that they have were, a lot better. In fact, some people there had motorcycles that were just like racing bikes in the sense that the fairings that they didn't have any lights. I can't think of what else, but my motorcycle, obviously, I ride it every day on the streets. If I'm going to go get some wings or go get some McDonald's, I'd rather go on my motorcycle. I have a saddle in the back where I could fit, a few things. But some people here, they have motorcycles that look like all they do is race them. So, there's the experience of just being on a racetrack, the experience of this specific track, and then the machine itself. But I think for my first day, I did pretty good. I mean, I don't know how many times this guy's been on the track, but as you can see, I'm about to pass him. He was a little bit slower than I. And that's why I said, like, I wanted to be in the back to see how many people I could pass. You can see that time I took it a little better, but I could go faster because I could have hang left, used the width of the track to get more speed. I'm gonna pass him here, I think, because I really love this turn. You could lean into this right and just keep pushing it and use the width of the track. It's gonna pull you to the left, but you just keep going. Don't worry about it. Once you know the speed, obviously you could take too much speed, and then you'll go off the track on the left hand side. But the track was wide enough where you could take a lot of speed. So here I am behind two trainers, which is pretty cool because I can see how they're doing it, which helps me to understand the limits of the track because I can see how much they push. But one of the things that you have to understand is that you also have a limit as to what you can do. compared to other people. So they're obviously more skilled than I am. So just because they're doing something doesn't mean I can do it. But at least I can, little by little, work towards that. Um, Taking a turn a little bit faster every time. You feel a little bit more comfortable every time. So, and this is a good example of why this track day is really awesome. Here, what you have is there's a trainer in front of me, a coach, and then there's somebody in front of them. The coach is a lot faster than that. I think he's on a BMW. But you can see he's not like, I'm catching up to him. It's not because I'm doing that good. It's actually because he's sitting behind another rider to get information about how they ride, and then they'll go off, and then once they're done, they'll go and talk about things that that person can improve, or things that the trainer or the coach was noticing, um, that they should be aware of. So it's not like, oh, look, I'm catching up to one of the coaches. No, it's the coach is relaxing. Well, the coach is just keeping up with the person in front of them. So I'm actually probably faster than the person in front, but I'm not faster than one of the coaches. And you can see how well they took that turn. And I really struggle on that turn. Now this is just fun right here. You lean into the left. As soon as you hit that apex, cut it to the right, really lean into it, and you could get a lot of speed coming out here. And you can see where I passed them. And then this one too, you could take a lot of speed going into this left and then pulling it back over to the right. One of the things that you can't see from this footage is my body. So when I cut left, I have, like my left butt cheek is basically off the bike, and then when I cut it to the right, immediately I'm shifting over, and now like my right butt cheek is hanging off the bike. And here we go back on the front straight. And here you could get up to around 110. I could. I passed somebody. And I think they passed me again, and that's where I start to kind of follow them and blah, blah, blah. That's how I get into the accident. But anyway, on that straight, I think I could get up to 115, 110. And that's if you hit the turn before it, perfectly. Now I love this turn right here because you can't see over that crest, and you just kind of have to trust, that the road is there. Honestly, the first time I took that, I was kind of scared that my bike is gonna go airborne because we really can't see. It looks like it's just like a cliff almost. So here's that back straight where I ran off the road. Here, like I said, you could get up to 115. Well, I could. People were blowing past me, so they went a lot faster. Cut it to the right. That looks good. Over that bump. Down to the right. Maybe on that turn, what it is was it kind of has like a late apex. So maybe I just need to go for the second apex and not meet it right away. Again, right here, you lean into that left and then quickly switch your body over on the motorcycle and lean to the right, and you could take a lot of speed through here. Plus, you use the width of the track, you could get a lot of speed coming out of there. So now here you're coming up on the last two turns before the front straight. This one also kind of has a weird apex, because you want to be close to this right hand side, because this is where you want to get that speed. And I think I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but if you don't get that turn right, you can't, or at least I couldn't get up to 110 here. I almost had to hit it perfectly to be able to get to 110. If I didn't, I would only get it up to around 90 miles per hour. And this turn right here is awesome. It's long. You can take a lot of speed. You see, you're just going. I'm leaning, getting a lot of speed. And then obviously this one. Okay, so this guy passes me here, and then I think I tell myself, like, okay, I want to catch him. So I speed up. He pulls away, I speed up. I'm giving my motorcycle everything it has. Right here, I should already been braking. No. Boom. And this is, you see how the camera moves? That's me trying to get out from under the bike. Eventually I do, and then you see me walk away. I'm fine. Obviously I hit my head and everything, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, it was just fun. This is fun. My bike took it like a champ. It survived, so I'm very happy. Of my motorcycle before, beautiful. Here's a shot of her afterwards. It doesn't look as bad in the pictures, but here's my helmet as well. You can see where I landed in the gravel. And here's the track itself.